Okay, so have you ever had like a goal?
Yeah.
You have a big goal,
Uh-huh.
but it feels like it's
Right.
just so big you don't know where to
Impossible. Yeah.
even begin.
Totally.
That's what we're going to be looking at today.
Yeah. Today's deep dive,
And we're going to be using
all about that.
a source called
It's about making
Dream Big, Start Small.
giant goals manageable.
How to make giant goals manageable.
Yes. So
It's a great source.
let's dive in.
And one of the things that I think is so fascinating about this source is that it
Okay.
really focuses on the psychology of goal setting.
Okay.
Not just like the steps.
It's not just the mechanics of it.
Or-
It's
yeah.
like, how do you
Yeah,
mentally wrap your head around a
exactly.
really big goal?
It emphasizes that breaking down a goal into smaller steps
Right.
isn't just about like making the process simpler.
Mm-hmm.
It's also about managing our emotions and our mindsets.
Okay. So it's almost like when you look at a big goal and you're like,
I can't even deal with this right now.
exactly.
And you just like shut down.
You just avoid it.
This is about kind of like getting past that
Yeah.
mental block.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does this like dream big, start small thing,
Yeah.
how does that actually work?
Well, it's kind of like
Yeah.
when we focus on achievable steps,
Uh-huh.
we actually end up tapping into our brain's reward system.
So it's like a
Like, you know that feeling when you check something off your to-do list?
dopamine hit or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's that dopamine rush.
Okay.
And that motivates us to keep going.
So it's not just about like tricking your brain to feel good.
Right. It's not just a trick.
It's actually like there's a
It's an actual physiological thing.
physiological reason
Yeah.
behind this.
Exactly. And the source is also
Okay.
full of practical strategies as well.
So it's not all just fluffy feel-good stuff. There's
Rare.
actual concrete
There's some real stuff.
stuff you can do.
And that's where metaphors come in.
Okay, metaphors.
Yeah. So you remember that classic one about climbing a mountain?
One step at a time, yeah.
One step at a time, exactly.
I've heard that one.
The book takes that idea and kind of runs with it,
Okay.
using metaphors as a way to make these abstract concepts,
Okay.
like goal achievement,
Yeah.
much more tangible.
Okay, so how does like a metaphor,
Yeah.
how does that actually help me
Right.
plan better?
Well, let me give you an example from the book.
Okay.
It uses this great example of building a house.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So imagine your big goal is the finished house.
Uh-huh.
It feels daunting, right? It's complex.
That's good, yeah.
There's so much to it.
Uh-huh.
But instead of focusing on the whole structure,
Okay.
you break it down into laying each individual brick.
Okay, so you're breaking.
Right. And
Yeah.
suddenly the process feels way less overwhelming
Uh-huh.
because you have this clear, actionable step
Right.
to focus on.
Okay, but how do I know?
Oh.
Like which brick to start with?
That is the question.
There could be a lot of bricks in a house.
Right. So that's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
The source suggests looking at your goal
Uh-huh.
and asking yourself,
Okay. Okay.
what is the smallest, most essential element
Okay.
that I can tackle right now?
Right now.
Yeah, and this might be something like doing some research, maybe gathering resources,
Okay.
maybe making a decision about something.
So even just making a decision
Yeah, just getting clear on that first step
is a brick.
is a brick, exactly.
Okay.
The key is to identify that very first action
Okay.
that moves you forward,
Even if it's
even if it seems super tiny.
really tiny.
Yeah, and once you start laying those bricks,
Okay.
you start to see real progress.
Uh-huh.
Then that fuels your motivation.
Okay.
And it makes that larger goal seem way less intimidating.
So you're saying it's not about like
Right.
dumbing down your goal.
No, not at all.
It's about like,
It's about finding that entry point that feels manageable.
yeah, finding the thing that you can actually do right now.
Exactly. And the source has all these cool examples too.
Okay. Give me a good example.
All right. So they talk about this person who wanted to write a novel.
Okay. Big goal.
Huge goal, right? But they break it down into a daily word count.
Oh, okay.
They focus on completing one chapter at a time.
Oh, that's smart.
Instead of being paralyzed by like the enormity of the whole project.
Right.
They focus on just laying those metaphorical bricks.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
That's cool.
And that's the key takeaway here for you.
Okay. I'm ready.
Think about a goal that feels overwhelming right now.
Uh-huh.
And ask yourself, what are the bricks that make up your house?
I like that.
Yeah, what's that first step
Yeah.
you can take today
To start building.
to start building?
Okay, so we learned that big goals
Yeah.
don't have to be these like scary mountains.
Right.
You can break them down into these smaller steps.
Exactly.
Using these metaphors to kind of help guide us.
Yeah.
And we celebrate
Celebrate those wins.
those little wins along the way.
Absolutely, those bricks.
Here's a final thought for you.
Okay.
Imagine you could magically lay one of those bricks right now.
Ooh.
What would it be?
Okay.
And what's really stopping you from doing that today?
That's deep.
It's something to think about.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Of course.
Remember, even the most ambitious dreams
Yes.
start with a single step.
They do.
What will your first brick be?
I love that.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.